Well, we have made it. It is the season 9 finale of The Masked Singer. Will it be the Macaw? Will it be Medusa? Let's find out. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It, and welcome to my Masked Singer recap and reaction video. This is it for season 9, the grand finale. We are down to just 2 players, the Macaw, the Medusa. Let's find out what's going on here in tonight's finale episode. I actually do not know yet who the winner is. I think we know who is under each of those masks. I've been saying it for several weeks now, and I didn't call either of these from the start, but I'm now on board with the idea for David Archuleta as the Macaw, Bishop Briggs as Medusa, but I have paused it right where Nick is about to announce the winner. I have my thoughts on who I think should win, so we will see. First, though, I want to welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. If you have not watched any of my Masked Singer videos yet, if you're new to the channel, every week that there's a new Masked Singer, I do these videos. So in season 10, probably in the fall, maybe sooner with the writer's strike going on. I know they don't have a lot of new scripted programming going on at the networks, but in any event, this is the last one for season 9, but you can certainly go back and view all of the other ones. I've been doing this since season 3, and we have the season of The Masked Dancer as well that I did. But please consider subscribing down below there, and click that notification bell too, because that will alert you to whenever I drop new videos, and that would include whenever season 10 returns for The Masked Singer. But you know what? I have tons of non-Masked Singer related content on my channel, so plenty of movie and TV reviews to check out in the off season of Masked Singer as well. All right, let's get to tonight's episode. Macaw went first, and the clue packages, for these finale episodes never really reveal too much, but sort of just talk about the journey there, and they sing 2 songs each every time, so we got that this time as well. So the Macaw's clue package basically said that being the Macaw has allowed him to show the colors he was too afraid to show, and he was unsure about putting himself in an environment to be judged again, and if I win, it means I actually can win something. At which point Robin makes mention, in the little pop-up box, oh, maybe he came in second on another show. All right, we've already been down that road. We've talked about that already, Robin. That's not really a revelation. All right, and the song he did first was James Bay's "Hold Back the River." And like most finales, the second song is sort of just done by itself. The panel doesn't really make guesses after that, so they make their guesses after the first song, and also sort of go down memory lane of some of the people they might have mentioned previously. So for the Macaw, we only really heard from Jenny and Nicole. Jenny thought that because of the arrows pointing upward earlier in a clue package, she was thinking somebody from One Direction, maybe Zayn Malik, but then there's been a lot of clues lately about being true to yourself and coming out of the closet and all of this, so she's thinking maybe now Neil Patrick Harris. And then Nicole said that at first she was thinking maybe somebody like Hoobastank's Doug Robb, but with the gay clues and some of the other things going on, she is leaning towards either Darren Criss or David Archuleta. These are names that she's been talking about for a little while now. In terms of Jenny, I don't know if she's mentioned Neil Patrick Harris yet this season. I know he's been mentioned in the past, but Nicole has been sort of on the David Archuleta, Darren Criss train for a while. And then for Medusa, she said that her friends won't be surprised to learn that she is Medusa, because being a cheeky reptilian enchantress is basically my aesthetic. And then she said when she goes on tour, she wants to keep the mask with her. So, revealing, I guess maybe for the first time, that she is a touring singer. And then she did mention that it would be great to be up there with the legendary Queen of Hearts if she does win. And Queen of Hearts was Jewel in a previous season. So she did Sia's Electric Heart. And I'll be honest, I think some of you in the comments will enjoy me saying this, but when we first started with the Bishop Briggs thing, or really, I should say, when we started with the Medusa singing, I actually kind of really liked her performances. Fergie, and was one of the people I thought of immediately. She had that tone, and then you guys in the comments, some of you were saying Bishop Briggs. I thought, okay, that makes sense. And then the clues really, as the weeks went on, started to match up perfectly with Bishop Briggs. So okay, fine, I'm on board with that. But I did like her performance the first couple of times we heard her, but. As the weeks have gone on, some of you said in the comments, like, oh, I can't take her. She screams half of her songs, this and that. And the last couple of weeks, this week for sure, last week, maybe even the week before that, I started to notice. Last week, though, was like, ooh, man, she is doing the screaming instead of the nice singing that I like to hear. And tonight, it was, boy, was it more of the same. I mean, it was just belting it out. And when she goes into those I don't know what you want to even say, like deeper notes, I'm not a vocal coach here, but when she really goes from the gut, it some singers really have that control, like Jennifer Hudson, for example, has amazing control of her really guttural singing, and with this one, man, she just screams it out. So anyway, with that in mind, I think it's clear who I would like to win, but anyway, Electric Heart, it was fine. It really wasn't. It was actually kind of annoying. Cause Sia's got such a great voice, and there you go. So Jenny, went back to her Ellie Goulding guess, and then she said, oh, but you know what? I've checked online at what some of you were saying, and a lot of you have said Fergie. Now they record this probably at least a month or two in advance. So really only probably the first few weeks of comments are out there for the judges to ever look at by the finale. And those first few weeks, it really was a lot of people like myself thinking it was Fergie. And vocally it matches up. Robin thought it could be Grimes, who is, like he mentioned, part of the Fox family. I don't know if they're bringing this show back, but that AI, what was it called? Alter Ego show. She's one of the judges on that, along with Alanis Morissette and Nick Lachey and will.i.am. I actually kind of enjoyed that show. It was a little bit, cheesy and corny, but I don't know, for a singing competition show, I kind of liked it. I don't think it's Grimes. And then Nicole thinks, because, she was on Lorde for so long, but then we kept seeing a lot of Scottish clues, so she is thinking either Shirley Manson or Bishop Briggs. And then for the second time around, the Macaw sang All By Myself, and oh my God, amazing, and look, I do believe this is David Archuleta under that mask, but I remember watching him on Idol back in season, I believe it was 7, which Nicole said, and I just thought, oh, he's such a little cutie, and he sings well, and whatever, but, you are not the same singer at 17 as you are he's got to be 30. American Idol season 7 was probably at least 15 years ago, I think. Or if not pretty close. So he's got to be 30, 32, something like that. Vocally, you have a different voice at that age than you do at 17. And it's amazing to hear him, if it is indeed David Archuleta, and that difference between when he was a kid to now. I mean, he has talk about command of his voice. So that was a great performance all by myself. Medusa came on and sang Welcome to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance, and, it was all right. And then there was one clue that she sort of said. Each singer was not really interviewed afterwards, but just talked a little bit about their journey and whatever, and Archuleta, didn't really say anything new for his character, but Medusa did specifically mention her deceased sister. We'd seen before in clue packages about, family tragedy and all this, but I don't think she ever specifically said my, deceased sister, my late sister. I don't think she ever mentioned specifically the sister. Now, you guys have mentioned that in the comments, at least a couple of you have. So I have heard it, but I don't think she's mentioned it on the show. So that was some kind of new information, I think, for the panel. But that's all I know. I don't know what the panel's final guesses are for any of these. We'll get to all of that momentarily. First, though, we've got to go to, not the Take It Off. Usually that's where we go to when I go to the video. But no, the actual announcement of the winner. I have to imagine that it is going to be the Macaw. I am just hoping for that to happen. I don't think Medusa deserves it. I honestly can't believe she made it here to the final. I've said this now the last few weeks. I would have left Lou Diamond Phillips in, and then the final would be the Macaw versus either Lou Diamond Phillips or the Pentatonics. I know I keep saying the Pentatonics. I keep saying the everything, the Macaw. They don't really say the for any of these characters on the show. I always say, the whatever. But anyway, the point is, I would have kicked Medusa out before now, so I can't believe that she is in the final. I really hope Macaw takes it. And I think it would be a really sort of nice moment for David Archuleta, since he came in second on Idol. And, really afterwards did not have much of a career. A couple of songs maybe, but, he was not one of the idols that stuck around on the charts very long. So here we go. We're gonna go to it now. And they're back from commercial, so they're not going to do that thing where they cut at the moment. Nick has just said the winner of season 9, Masked Singer, is. And then I'm sure he'll take a moment to say it, but let's hear. They always take so long to do everything on this show. And we got to show the people, and then we got to show the audience with their mouths agape. Let's see. Medusa! Oh, come on! I'm not loving that. All right, well, I really am. I'm bummed. I gotta say, and now one of you pointed out in the comments that we have not had a female winner. Or wait, did they point out we haven't had a male winner? Who were the last few winners? I remember Jewel was one of them. I guess we haven't had a male winner for a while, right? Because Leanne Rhymes won the one year. Jewel won. I lose track. But Nick Lachey won, and that was fairly recent. I don't even remember who won last season, to be honest about it. But in any event, boy, that is a bummer. I do not love that. But all right, we still have some show to do. We still have to figure out, I think we know who's under the masks, but we want to hear the guesses from the panel. But I gotta say, that is a true bummer. I'm not loving that Medusa won, but there it is. It was voted on by the audience and by the judges. I didn't get to voice my opinion, unfortunately, but I'm doing that now. So, all right, I will find out. I guess they're going to usually, I forget how they do it. Are they going to unmask the runner-up first, maybe, right? So I think we'll hear about Macaw first, and then we'll get back to the Medusa clues, or guesses, I should say. Well, 2 of our panelists actually guessed David Archuleta. Nicole stuck to her guns on that, but Ken thought the same thing. He actually, hitched his wagon to a successful guess for once, and mentioned that he remembers watching David Archuleta sing Imagine on the Idol stage in 2007, while Ken's wife was on bed rest with their, twins. He said 2 kids. So they went with David Archuleta, who I think is the correct response. Going down my memory lane here for this video series, my initial guess was Elijah Wood, which obviously is not where I'm leaning anymore. But Robin thought the same thing on that first episode that we saw Macaw. So, okay, I was in some all right company. Jenny stuck with her Neil Patrick Harris guess from earlier in the evening. And then Robin went with the name we have not heard yet in this season. I know he's been mentioned previously, but Robin mentioned him as a member of the LGBTQ community, and I actually am unaware of this. He said Jason Mraz, who I know who that is, of course. He has many, many great songs. I'm Yours, The Remedy, many, many good songs. I was unaware that he was a member of the LGBTQ community. Why can't I say that tonight? I think I thought he was married to a woman. So maybe I'm way off. I got to do my Jason Mraz due diligence research here. But I was unaware that he was a fellow member of the community. But I know the gays love him, that's for sure, and he's very gay friendly. But I did not realize if that's part of who he is. I really didn't know that. All right, so let's go to the take it off here. Let's see that David Archuleta face here. Don't go to commercial. Don't do it. It is. Oh, he has some facial hair now. He's got like a mustache goatee thing going on. Boy, he is grown. He is grown for sure. Wow, he like doesn't even look that much like his former self, which makes sense. You know, like I said, he's got to be about 30 at this point, or older, 32. All right, so they're going to talk to him. We probably don't need to hear the conversation, but man, he did great. He did amazing.
Oh my gosh, it was so unexpected, y'all. We knew we were coming on this, going out of our comfort zone, doing something different. I didn't know it was going to be so much fun. And so
I just can't believe he came in second again. That's like it's so unfortunate that he came in second again. And at least, you know, David Cook, what a performer. He could play guitar. And he had a few hits after Idol. But to lose to David Cook, you know, look, that makes a little more sense to me. To lose to Macaw, I mean, you know, look, I will say, in American Idol, certainly, you know, tens of millions of people, especially in that era, were voting. So, okay, you know, he lost on a much larger scale. Here, it's just, you know, a studio audience of probably, I don't know, 300 people, maybe less, that are sealing his fate here. But it's unfortunate that he came in second again. You know, it would have been so nice if he was the winner here. But all right, so I'll go to the guesses from the panel on Medusa. I think they're going to be kind of all over the place, since Nicole's the only one who seems to have even mentioned Bishop Briggs at all, and I think last week was the first time, perhaps. So let's figure that out. All right, before we get to the unmasking of Medusa, they did actually chat a little bit longer with David Archuleta, and it was very powerful. You know, Ken went even further with his story. He said, you know, he didn't know if his kids were going to live or die while his wife was on bed rest. In American Idol, that particular season was the only thing that got them through. And, you know, shared his love, and he was crying and all of this. Ken cries a lot on the show. And then David, you know, talked about being on the show and how he grew up very religious, and how being queer was not, you know, in the program for him. And so, you know, talking about suicidal thoughts and all of this. And so I was definitely, you know, if you would watch, if I had kept rolling for that reaction, you know, you would have seen me tearing up as well. It was very, very powerful, very emotional. Makes me want to, you know, have him win even more than I already did. But anyway, let's get to the matter at hand. Who is Medusa? The guesses from the panel. Robin stuck with his Grimes guess from earlier in the evening. And I think he had said that maybe last week as well. Ken stuck with his old favorite guess, Susan Boyle, which I don't, like, none of the clues even match. Like, he's so stupid. And Jenny went with Fergie, which I have to respect that guess. I certainly thought it was Fergie that first week. And even the second week, I was still on the fence until some more of the clues fell into place. But Nicole put it all together because, you know, there's a lot of these clues lead us to Bishop Briggs, right, over the weeks that we've known her as Medusa. But something I didn't realize, one of the clues earlier in a package was the word alias. I think a pretty recent clue, actually. And so this is somebody that goes by a different stage name. Okay, well, you've got, you know, Fergie, and you've got some of these other people that have been mentioned, Grimes. But there was a picture of Sarah McLachlan in one of the earlier clue packages, and I didn't actually realize that even though the last name is spelled differently, Bishop Briggs' real name is Sarah McLachlan, which is crazy. So she went with Bishop Briggs. The audience went crazy. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Did you know who Bishop Briggs even was before this season? Because I do. I'm an alternative radio listener, and I have known Bishop Briggs' music for, you know, several years now. But she's far from a household name, right? So I'm curious, in the comments, let me know, before this season started, did you know who Bishop Briggs was. I'm not saying did you know she was Medusa or whatever, if it's her, but had you ever heard that name before? Are you familiar with her music? I'm very, very curious about that. So let me know in the comments. But let's go to the Take It Off. Let's see if this is indeed Bishop Briggs. All right, let's see. It is. There she is, multi-platinum singer and songwriter. Wow, I don't know if I would have known what she looked like, to be completely honest. Wow, Nicole was 2 for 2 tonight in the finale. That's awesome. We don't usually have a 2 for 2 in the finale, but Nicole got it right. All right, they're going to talk to her for a little bit. I'm so curious because I know some of these people in the audience don't know who Bishop Briggs is. I know it. I just don't feel like she's crossed over enough. All right, I would love to just have him talk to her, though. David Archuleta's clapping.
This is the craziest, coolest thing ever. Thank you so much. Wow, this is so cool. Thank you.
All right, well,
I was obsessed with you from the start, and I was like, this is killing me. I got to figure it out. And I knew that voice. Why? Because I work out to you 24/7. Your music. You're honestly one of the coolest, most rawest, most realest.
I don't think of her music as workout music, but okay.
Congratulations for being our season 9.
Aw, well, listen, she looks very sweet. She screamed her songs too much.
The biggest congratulations to my huge competitor, David Archuleta.
I mean, I guess if you don't watch Idol, you wouldn't know who David Archuleta was either.
But, oh yes, mix. Yes. This has really been such a surreal journey, and the fact that I got to sing an emo anthem. It means so much because when I was hearing David's story, I was like, oh my gosh, look at us. A couple of emo kids here on this stage, unsure of who we are, not knowing if we wanted to continue on.
All right, so she's got a suicidal thought in her past as well, or two. I think most of us do at one point.
This was the season of the feels between you and you. You guys have to be so proud of yourself.
All right, well, I think we can end it there. But all right, so a lot of people admitting to some struggles with mental health and suicide attempts and all of that stuff. So very intense way to end the season, to be very honest. But look, I'm not super happy with the result, but we had a very good season. I mean, we had Dick Van Dyke to start the season off, for God's sake. I never expected that. My jaw dropped. You can see the video. There's proof when Dick Van Dyke was unmasked. We had a very, very interesting season. I assume we will be back in the fall for a season 10. They have not really announced that yet specifically, but we know that at some point it's coming, and the fall does make sense. Although, I don't know. I mean, I guess they do have writers on the show. A little bit, they write those little pithy things under the panelists' names and stuff. So, all right, anyway, that's going to do it. I'm not sure if I'm going to tackle another, a summer series or something. Although if ABC brings back Claim to Fame, that was kind of fun to watch last summer. Maybe I'll do a Claim to Fame video review every week. I don't know. If you caught Claim to Fame on ABC last summer, I had a lot of fun watching that. I know Crime Scene Kitchen is coming back as well, I think next week. So that will be fun to watch as well with Joel McHale. But anyway, thank you guys so much. As always, every season, it seems like we pick up a few new Masked Singer lovers in the comments that become regular viewers. So I do appreciate that. And please check out my other videos too. My movie reviews, TV reviews. I don't just do Masked Singer on this channel. I try to put up a new video just about every day. So lots to check out here. And if you are only interested in the Masked Singer, well, then I will see you in September or whenever they do it, right? Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.